Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel KINTU'S Lounge. My name is Susan. I'm here to present content on lifestyle and culture and interior design, especially focusing on African culture and lifestyle. In today's episode, we are going to look at African traditional wear. There's so much and there's so many and diverse traditional wears in different countries. We can't underestimate that. It's only that I can't be able to show you each and everything in each country, because it would mean a whole day to cover the whole topic. But this is just a tip of the iceberg for you to see the different styles in different countries. I hope you enjoy this. Okay, so let's begin the topic. We'll begin with the Lesotho. King Moshoeshoe I, the founder of the Lesotho, was given a wool blanket as a gift. The king loved it so much that he replaced his traditional leopard skin attire in favor of the blanket. The people followed their king, and it has become a traditional wear across the kingdom. Various blankets are worn by people to represent rite of passage in society. The Moholebela is a fertility blanket worn by young Sotho men in preparation of their transition to manhood. The Lesotho straw hat is part of the traditional attire and is the national symbol of Lesotho. Blankets are worn in the kingdom because they tend to get cold weather, and it's a mountainous region, so it gets really cold. In South Africa, the Zulu traditional costume varies with which ethnicity, region, ceremony, or age. For example, the Umemulo, which is a rite of passage ceremony from girls to women. Girls wear beaded caps, headbands, apron, bangles with patterned skirts and spears. The married women wear a circular-shaped hat called izokolo. They cover their whole bodies to show that they are off-limit. On top, they completely cover or they wear beaded bras or vests. The traditional costumes for weddings are different as well. The clothing is divided into single women, engaged women, married women, and pregnant women. This shows the status of the woman in society according to what she's wearing. Traditional clothing for men consists of animal skins and feathers. The kind of skin indicates the status of the person wearing it. The tuft of a cow's tail is worn on the upper arm and below the knee to make one appear broader than they are. Nigeria is the most popular nation in the whole of Africa. The Igabada is wide-sleeved robe and worn by the West and North African men. It's known by different names in West and North Africa. This attire was adopted from the Hausa people. It is a formal attire that is made up of 3 pieces of clothes: an open stitched full gown and a long sleeved shirt and a pair of trousers that narrow towards the ankles, sokoto. It is sewn from cotton, currently from synthetic cloth that resembles silk. The traditional attire are different from region to region based on ethnicity. The Yoruba men believe that the type of attire they put on shows their status and personality. The women wear different types of dresses, among which are the buba or baba and iro, with a matching headdress called the gele. In many areas of the country, especially the south, men and women prefer to wear Western attire. However, in many areas of Nigeria, traditional attires are worn on a daily basis. In Ghana, they've got what is called the kente. Kente, a Ghanaian hand-woven cloth, strips of silk and cotton. Historically, the fabric is worn in a Tonga-like fashion by royalty among ethnic groups such as the Ashanti and Ewe. However, to the Asante and Ewe, it is more than just a cloth. It's a representation of the history, philosophy, ethics, oral literature, and religious belief. In the past, it was reserved to royalty, but now it's accessible to many in society. According to literature, kente is woven on a horizontal strip loom. Most kente weavers are men. A weaver can create complex patterns which, in kente cloth, are valued for both their visual effect and their symbolism. Each pattern has a name. Sometimes names are given by weavers who obtain them in their dreams, or when they are in communion with the spiritual world. Chiefs and elders give names to clothes that they specifically commission. Names can be inspired by historical events, proverbs, philosophical concepts, or oral literature. E.g., the king has boarded material as displayed here. The daishiki, also from Western Africa. The daishiki has gained popularity on the fashion scene among celebrities in the past few years. The daishiki can trace its roots back to Yoruba language and culture, Benin, Nigeria, and Ghana. The daishiki is mainly popular in those countries. It's also worn in East Africa among the Kenyans, Tanzanians, and sometimes the Ugandans. The daishiki design was uncovered in Mali burial mounds dating back to the 12th and 13th century. Also in Yoruba culture, certain colors of daishiki were made to represent different emotions and events. E.g., white daishikis were worn by grooms on their wedding ceremonies. The daishiki emerged in the U.S. market in the late 1960s as a symbolism for Black American Afrocentric identity, worn as a sign of Black pride. The daishiki showed unity among the Black community. The daishiki was worn among the hippies who supported their movement. According to Dianu.com, the daishiki was evolved from its Yoruba male working class men shirt to a fashionable celebration of African roots for both men and women. Next, we go to the Kaunda suits. Kaunda suits were mostly associated with the fathers of Pan-Africanism, notably worn by the ex-president of Uganda, the late Milton Obote, the ex-president of Tanzania, the late Julius Nyerere, the ex-president of Kenya, the late Jomo Kenyatta, and the late president of Zambia, the late Kenneth Kaunda. The late Kaunda refused to wear ties and instead embraced a stylish African fabric, that's the Kaunda suit. Kenyans were the first to name safari suits after Kenneth Kaunda because of the way he promoted them. Solomon Mukama, a Rwandan historian, states, "We should continue to wear the fabric not just for its stylish look, but also a tribute to the legacy of the heroes of African independence." Next, we look at the Batoro of Uganda. They've got a traditional cloth called the suka. It consists of 3 pieces. The material, which is wrapped around the shoulders, then the dress, which is knee-deep, and then the other cloth is the kitambi, that's a band which is wrapped around the waist, running down all the way to the feet. Each piece comes in a different material. The Batoro are one of the many ethnic groups in Uganda. They are taught to be proud and taught love right from an early age. Pride in being a Mutoro is a value of paramount importance that it's inculcated in every Mutoro child from birth. At the Banyankole, this is another ethnic group in Uganda. The dress in Ankole differentiates people by rank and gender. Traditionally, chiefs wore long robes and of cow skin. Women of all classes wore cow skin wrapped around their bodies. They also covered their faces in public. In present time, the cotton cloth has replaced the cow skin as a means of draping around the body. For men, a hat resembling a face may be worn on top of their robe. Still in Uganda, the Baganda wear a traditional attire called busuti or gomesi. It was named gomesi when it was upgraded to include shoulders on both arms. It was named after the designer called Gomez, It was when they wanted a uniform for the girls' children in a boarding school called Gaza High School, started by missionaries. Before the Arabs brought cotton in the country, the busuti was made out of bark cloth. The bark cloth, which is a fibrous coarse material, is found mainly among the Baganda and the Banyoro. The men used to wear kanzu of the same material, bark cloth. The bark cloth comes from a bark of a fig tree, which is called mutuba in Luganda. The men wear this kanzu and tie a knot at the shoulder, and the rest of the material drapes down to the knee length. Traditional clothing preserves national identity. They preserve tradition. Traditional clothing go hand in hand with tradition and national events. With African diverse traditional culture, traditional clothing serves as an identity and defines one's origin. Such diversity goes beyond borders. When celebrated together, it creates unity.